Welcome to Ornaments of Grace, stories for Advent and Christmas. From Paul's letter to the Colossians, put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. And over all of these, put on love, and let the peace of Christ control your hearts, and be thankful. We celebrate the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph today. Too often we forget that our families do not have a mother who was immaculately conceived, a gentle and silent Joseph, and a child who, when separated from his parents, went to the temple to teach. Yet we sometimes leave Mass feeling a bit guilty about our less than perfect situations. Even more, for those of us whose families have been separated due to death, fleeing an unbearable political situation, divorce, or the inevitable changes that come along life's path, we find ourselves wishing this feast were over. However, the Holy Family does not show us much from their daily lives. Sitting around the fire in the evening, enjoying one of Mary's meals while Joseph relaxes from a day of carpentry and Jesus sits happily listening to them, although that probably happened at times. Instead, we see the Holy Family as a loving group who, in the messiness of life, work together through the journey to create a place where growth would be encouraged and where the gifts of God would strengthen them and those around them. The Holy Family began with a 70-mile walk for a 9-month pregnant Mary due to a harsh government's demand for a census. Jesus was born in a filthy stable, and then the Holy Family had to flee by night into Egypt as innocent babies were murdered out of crazy fear. They endured these disasters and grew together. The Holy Family tells us the family may mean, among a host of other things, journeying together and then individually. The family is a community of growth, never static, never alone, but among others. When Jesus was found in the temple, he didn't seem to understand his parents' worry, but he had learned care, love, and mutual respect along his early life's journey. He went with them and was obedient to them, growing in grace and wisdom, as Scripture says. Joseph died, and Jesus began his public ministry as an adult. When Mary supported him along the way, she didn't have a cozy threesome around the fire. The Holy Family journeyed and changed, and their love grew wide enough to include all of us, everyone, single or married, alone or in a large familial group, is part of the Holy Family and journeys with them, sharing the peace of Jesus, even in times of crisis, forgiving, growing, and loving. The Holy Family is our 29th ornament of grace. Put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. And over all of these, put on love and let the peace of Christ control your hearts and be thankful. Observing the beautiful ornaments, how has your concept of the Holy Family evolved over the years? How can we use the spirituality of Journey to provide a place of peace, even in the midst of suffering and crisis?